Hey guys, it's the Injury Bloke here, bringing you simple and effective solutions to your aches, pains, niggles, knocks, injuries and your training. Today, we're going to talk about the top 3 exercises that are a complete waste of time if you are a runner and you want to improve your running ability, your running pace, reduce your chances of getting injured, etc, etc. So let's take a little look. Right then, here we go. Top 3 exercises, or bottom 3 exercises, really. So what I'll do at the end is I'll put a video including some of the better exercises with some little explanations to give you some better options than doing these crappy 3. So, for runners, number 1, the worst exercise you can do is any machine. So when you go to a nice posh health club and you've got all these fancy bits of kit that might isolate your quads, isolate your hamstrings, waste of time. When we move, we recruit muscles in a synchronized kinetic pattern and the muscles all work together as a team. So isolating one side and firing one side of the body while the other side is doing nothing isn't what's happening when we're moving and running. We have this synchronized contract, stretch, etc as we're moving. So number 1, any machine is a waste of time. Waste of time exercise number 2 is squats. I'm talking box standard squats here, where you have your feet might be shoulder width, hip width, a little bit wider apart. You might have a barbell on your back, on your front. You might have hand weights in your hands, but effectively you've planted both of your feet, and so you're square on and you're bobbing up and down. Running isn't a bobbing up and down action, and we're not on 2 feet. If you run correctly and not speed walk, it's a one-footed exercise. You're on one foot, then transfers, that you have a moment where both feet are in the air and then you're down on one foot again. So running is a single leg exercise that involves propulsion. We're moving forwards. So standing on 2 feet and bobbing up and down has no relation to movement, or particularly the movement that we have when we're running. Waste of time exercise number 3 is deadlifts. So, same really as the squat. We're planting our feet, we're grabbing a bar, we're bending up and down, we're putting the majority of the effort through the posterior chain. So we're going to hit our hamstrings, our glutes and our back, and we're bobbing around with both feet planted. Again, the transferability from that exercise into running patterns and running strength and gait and all this stuff it's irrelevant. It doesn't have any crossover for us. Let's give you some better options that are specific to the muscles that you use when you're running, particular patterns, a bit of balance, a bit of proprioception, and you'll be better off for it. Let's take a look. So here we go, starting off with pointless squats for running. So you can see both feet are planted. I'm not looking very impressed. So nobody runs like this. So I'm going to work on off one leg. I'm going to rotate through the spine. I'm still performing a squat. I've got the opposite shoulder working with the right leg, and the standing leg is having to balance like crazy. So everything from the arch of the foot right the way through the ankle, the knee, the hips are all working like crazy. Rotation through the spine, and I'm doing this now face on, so you can see how hard my legs having to work. Look how wobbly the knees. So it's constantly correcting. So when you're out there moving at pace, your limbs are going to be so much more responsive. So moving on to the pointless deadlift. So here we go, feet are planted. Don't get me wrong, deadlifts are a great exercise, but for running, nah. So here we go, getting rid of the bar. I'm going to put myself onto one foot again. I'm still performing the deadlift. A little bit of extra weight just to help me tip from the hip. You see, nice and nice length through the back leg, reaching for the floor. So you still feel all those same muscles you would with a deadlift, but we're getting some rotation through the spine, proprioception, balance, little bit of reflexes, constant correction. There's all these little corrective things that are happening through the limb that will help you to prevent RSIs. And then we're finishing up here. As I said, running, it's a forwards activity, it's propulsion, we're moving forwards. So I'm getting nice deep lunges, rotation through the spine, opposite shoulder working. So still strengthening all those muscles, but we're using specific movement patterns. So there you go. So there you go, guys. I hope you find that useful. So the thing to remember with running, we've got from the lower body upwards, we've got a series of one side will contract while the other side has to stretch. Your foot will strike the floor, and then we have proprioception going on where the foot placement and the nerves are firing to put that foot in the foot, the knee and the hip all in the right position. So again, all this feedback because we're moving at pace. We've got the spine rotating. You've got your opposite shoulder to the leg that goes in front as well. So we've got this coordination between lower body and upper body. So it's a more complex pattern of events that goes on. And so if you're strength training to try and complement, which you should be strength training to complement your running, but you've got to do it more intelligently than just sitting on a leg extension or pressing out on a leg press. It's got no crossover at all for movement patterns. It's okay if you just want to get on there and tone your bum up a bit or tone your legs up a bit, but for sport, machinery and static on the spot exercises, best left behind, and focus on these coordinated patterns of events. Get your body moving in some relevance to how it will when you're running. It will still tone you up, you'll still lose weight and all that because you're strength training. But your strength training more specifically to be able to run better, run faster, less injuries. Hills suddenly aren't as scary anymore. So yeah, there you go, guys. I hope I haven't waffled on too much. If you want to click share and subscribe and all that stuff, that'd be appreciated. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again.